You know, and that makes me think of the issue of supplemental feeding that commercial beekeepers have adopted in feeding bees sugar water basically to make up for the lack of natural forage, whether that's a factor. And it also makes me think of an observation I've heard you make that a big problem for us is not just that we're losing commercial honeybees, but we're losing commercial beekeepers as they age out. And can you talk about that?
Sure. So I'll first talk about the supplementary feed. So it is true that beekeepers, commercial beekeepers and backyard beekeepers, there's times a year when you may need to give your colony supplementary food. And the food that has been available commercially for bees was developed over the last 50 years or so, and it involves either sugar syrup, which actually isn't bad at all for bees, and then high fructose corn syrup. And now we're learning that the high fructose corn syrup is really not that good for a bee colony. It's missing a lot of the nutrients within the nectar that they would get from flowers. And then we also feed them supplementary protein at times. And because of the bee die-offs that we're seeing, many researchers are really starting to look in, okay, if we have to give our bees supplementary food at some times, let's give them things that are more aligned with what bees eat naturally instead of these supplementary proteins. So I think in the next 5 years, in fact, Purina is Purina based in Land O'Lakes? Am I confusing that? Anyway, Purina just put out a big job description. They're looking for a researcher to study a better bee food. Okay, this is going to happen, and it's going to happen fairly soon, and it's going to be derived more on plant pollen and natural ingredients that they eat naturally. So I think we're going to see a good revolution coming up in bee feeding.